Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Welcome to another Market Open stream. We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, more geopolitical stuff, a lot more geopolitical stuff to talk about because it's been dominating the news, right? So we got to talk about it, talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and crypto. Are we going to see that breakout? Let's discuss. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Welcome. We are starting out the day about the same as yesterday. Right around the same point yesterday, about 89.5, slightly under 90. So 90 has become the new resistance for us to break through. And we've been stuck under 90 ever since we fell down from 95, unfortunately, right? And again, it's due to all the geopolitical stuff that's been happening, that's been driving money away from crypto. We're not doing horribly, but we're not doing great either right now. So what more is there? U.S. market is opening up kind of mixed. NASDAQ green, Dow red, right? And then stocks are kind of mixed. MicroStrategy's barely red. Coinbase red. Robinhood up. Okay. But what more do we have to worry about? Well, you know, Trump these days making a lot of countries around the world very uneasy. Now, he said a few more things yesterday. I mean, we've been hearing a lot about Greenland. We're hearing more of that. And there's other things that's going on right now. Trump is also not happy with Canada. Withdraws the Board of Peace invitation to Canada, and have said some harsh things that Canada doesn't appreciate what the U.S. has done. And Canada wouldn't exist without the U.S. Some very strong words towards Canada. And also, there's a lot more that's going on too. Like, I don't know if I have it. Iran, yes. You know, people are still kind of worried about Iran because he's talking about taking action in Iran. So is that going to, be another war to worry about, or just go cause more Middle East tension? Who knows? And, the Prime Minister of Greenland came out and said, I don't know of any deal. Like Denmark and U.S., whatever they're negotiating, they're not letting the Greenland Prime Minister know anything about it. He's coming out, it's like, I have no idea what's going on. He's just a passenger for the ride. So I found that to be kind of funny. Outside of those things, a couple of economic data to worry about. U.S. inflation came out yesterday. It was like a really delayed reading. It usually comes out at a market open. But anyways, it came out in line with expectation, 2.8 for both headline and core. But it does show that inflation is still high. It didn't come down. It just stood up there. So something to think about. And overseas in Japan, inflation did go down to 2.1. I don't know how that's possible. It went down from 2.9% in November all the way down to 2.1. And now it's the lowest level since March 2022. But here's the thing. For Japan, you figure, well, inflation going down is a good thing, right? Well, in Japan, they're worried about something else. They're worried about deflation. They're worried about that going to negatives because Japan has a history of that where people just don't spend any money at all. And that's actually much worse. So, Japan's like the only country where you have to really worry about that, like deflation. Everyone else is worried about inflation, but they're kind of worried about that. Anyways, so those are two economic stuff to worry about, and a lot of geopolitical stuff, and that's what's driving markets right now. It's like, man, one day seems like it's good, and then all of a sudden something gets announced, and then boom, we take a step back, right? It just kind of feels that way. But We will get through it. We always do. And we got a lot of good stuff to look forward to still. That's why we stay in the game. Let's not forget, from January 1st all the way until like maybe 3 or 4 days ago, we were in that rally mode once again. That's how Bitcoin hit 97,000 very quickly. So things can turn, like do a 180 very, very quickly. Let's not forget that. Recoveries are usually twice as fast as the downtrends. So yesterday, the ETF inflows, a little negative, but not too bad. Bitcoin minus 32 million. ETH minus 42 million, more than Bitcoin. That's not good. XRP, though, up 2 million, and Sol up around 2 million. So yesterday is kind of mixed. And yeah, there's definitely bearish sentiment, right? Whenever it seems like we climb up a little bit, we just come back down. Again, it's mostly due to geopolitical stuff right now. Whatever Trump is saying or doing or whatever is causing a lot of people to be very fearful and uncertain about the future. Wall Street certainly does not like uncertainty. That's why the ETF outflows always increase whenever there's something announced. People are trying to figure it out. Everyone's on their tippy toes right now, trying to figure out, is this a good time to buy, or are we going to go lower? Right? Like that's the dance right now. And it's in crypto, especially retail, especially retail and crypto, we're kind of facing the same thing, right? Not kind of, but we are. And we've been facing it for much longer because of all the volatility that we've had since October. Since that big liquidation day, things haven't gone right? And finally, beginning of January, beginning of the new year, we started rallying back up. Things look good again. And then, we got hit with more geopolitical stuff. So yeah, I get it. Bearish sentiment is here. But that doesn't negate all the good things, doesn't negate all the great fundamentals and the improving or the maturity of Bitcoin and crypto as it expands and as it gets more adopted, right? There's a lot of good things happening. A lot of good things happening. What are those good things? Well, Robert Kiyosaki, who should be, his net worth probably went up like threefold within the last 6 months because of gold and silver. He is a big gold and silver guy. He owns a ton of mines. He's been saying this forever. But here's the thing. Do I care what the price of gold and silver or Bitcoin go up or down? No, I do not care. Why? Because I know the national debt of the U.S. keeps going up and the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar keeps going down. Why worry about the price of gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum when the world has incompetent, highly educated PhDs like my poor dad controlling the Fed, Treasury, and the U.S. government? Why worry? I keep buying more gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and get richer. Take care. I mean, this is a good message. And, this is a perfect time. If Robert really didn't believe in Bitcoin, he could just drop it. No one would fault him for it because gold and silver is skyrocketing. No, because he's come to believe and understand that Bitcoin, yes, it's a digital version of gold. Ethereum's like a digital version of silver. Not really, but, in this example, we're going to go with that. But ultimately, the U.S. dollar and all fiats around the world are debasing due to inflation, due to printing, due to borrowing, due to debt. And ultimately, the longer you hold these fiats, the more worthless they become. That's why you need to hold things that have scarcity, that have value, that can outperform inflation. And that's why we have Bitcoin. And that's why we have in this gold and silver, because they've been around for thousands, millions, billions of years. But it's really good to see Robert not flip-flopping. He's still sticking with Bitcoin because he truly understands. And most of us in the game understand. Bitcoin's not going to go anywhere. we go through these periods where geopolitical, macro, whatever, business cycle, 4-year cycle, halving event, whatever, black swan events, they will affect Bitcoin's price. But we always get back up and we get through it. And those that hold the longest, the DCA the longest, wins the most. That's how it works. That's how it works. Sometimes you got to hold a little bit longer than you figure, but patience is rewarded when it comes to anything, really. Can't rush through things. DDC Enterprise buys another 200 Bitcoin. Of course, they believe they're not giving up. The list continues to go up. You don't really see the list go down. Every company is still DCA. That's part of the fundamentals, part of the growing fundamentals. And we get news like this. Kansas, right? Trying to create a Bitcoin and digital asset reserve. So not just Bitcoin. And we have other states that already have it and other states that have bought already. Part of the growing fundamental. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. Now, breakout is imminent, right? Why? Well, we got a lot of things, a lot of great things. Quantitative easing, okay? Business cycle, liquidity, all these things that you might be hearing. What does it mean ultimately? All it means is liquidity is going to start flowing. Okay, that it's all like due to liquidity. Rates getting cut, the Fed buying a lot more junk bonds, and when the money flows, businesses do well, people do well, everyone does well. So that's when investments start skyrocketing, right? This is basically just showing Bitcoin does extremely well when liquidity starts flowing, when quantitative easing starts, right? And that's this year. We started last year already. It wasn't great, but there's going to be more this year. And let's not forget, last year wasn't bad either. Okay, at least for Bitcoin holders. For all holders, I can see how they could say, well, 2025 was a bust. But for Bitcoin, let's not forget, all the way up till October, we formed a new high at $126,000. It wasn't as high as I thought, or many thought, but still, Bitcoin went up, shattered 6 figures, and kept going and made a new high. And I think we're going to continue that this year. We got disrupted again by a whole lot of geopolitical stuff, trade war stuff, macro stuff, Trump stuff, a lot of stuff, okay? But again, we will pick ourselves back up and move forward. And speaking of gold, there is a huge correlation with Bitcoin and gold. Right now, gold is having its year almost at $5,000 per ounce, which is crazy. But when Bitcoin moves, it moves even crazier. And Bitcoin always tends to catch up to gold, and then not only that, surpass it in performance. It has done so since the inception of Bitcoin. So we're going to see that. Eventually, there will be some sort of top for Bitcoin, for gold and silver. Doesn't mean that it'll crash, but there will be some kind of top. Liquidity is going to flow out, and a lot of it, I think, will go back into Bitcoin. I think that's also one of the reasons why Bitcoin did not have a tremendous run at the end of the year last year, was because everyone was FOMOing into gold and silver. Yeah. We're going to get our turn, guys. We're going to get our turn. All right. Outside of Bitcoin news, Doge is getting their ETF listed on NASDAQ today by 21 shares. Don't know if it's going to do that well right now. Okay. I don't really hear anyone talk about Doge anymore. I don't even hear Elon talk about Doge anymore. So Will this help? Will institutions buy Doge? I don't know. In my opinion, they should buy Clash instead, because we have a lot more going on with Clash. Maybe one day we will get a Clash ETF. BitGo did IPO, did really good. They're a wallet maker. CZ's investment firm, YZ Labs, decided to invest. And due to that, Ledger is now looking to do IPO. Even though they're a French company, they're trying to do an IPO in the US. $4 billion IPO. Good for them. Maybe Clash would do an IPO. I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to do an IPO. But Clash is doing very well, holding at up 10% today, up to 48 million. Always awesome to see. All right. Oh, and look at that. Silver is right below 100. Many of you guys called it. Said silver's going to go to 100. Right? And you guys were right. And gold is nearing $5,000 right now. Robinhood is up today slightly. Nvidia up slightly, but both are still vastly down from their highs. Coinbase and MicroStrategy being sold off today, especially Coinbase. Especially Coinbase today. No idea why. All right, let's do some Q&A. These days, Clash have a lot less volatility and hold better than almost everything. Even probably less volatility than Bitcoin at this point, but certainly less volatile than ETH or Sol. But that's due to how strong the holders are. Tony, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think those 2K tariff dividends are going to happen? You know, that's a good question. I'm not even going to answer it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an event for that and then let people predict on it. You guys know I've been talking about Clash Picks. We got like close to 400 people on here making predictions. That's a good one about the 2K tariff. 2K was it not tariff, but 2K rebate to citizens. Are they going to be distributed? I don't know. But I'll let people on Clash Picks make that prediction. We got more and more categories, more and more events every single day. We've been adding more features. It's really amazing. Really amazing. And the project is super strong. Yesterday, I'll share with you guys something. I'm also trying to expand out and make meaningful partnerships. Not only that, we're going to showcase it. I'm going to go on the road and try to go to all the crypto conferences and showcase Clash Picks. And hopefully it's done and in production by the time we do that, starting next week. I'll be at a Wall Street Bets Live conference. It's like very first one, but it's all about memes. So I'll be there talking about Clash Picks and demonstrating it. And then afterwards, ETH Denver, probably be there. And then afterwards, Bitcoin conference, probably be there. We're talking to all conferences right now in terms of not only having my presence, but also getting a booth, but also partnering with them to do a lot of predictions. And they're all super receptive of it, so that's good. But speaking of partnerships, I got on a call with Rumble yesterday. A lot of you guys know Rumble. It's a streaming platform. You know, they're going like pro crypto. Rumble just came out their own wallet. So, you know, the call was supposed to be talking about the wallet. But then instead, I flipped it around and said, hey, what about prediction markets? What do you know about it? Have you been paying attention? Is Rumble interested? He's like, yeah, I've been paying attention like everyone else. Volume is skyrocketing. We're always worried about revenue at Rumble. So, like, you know, I'm always up for new ideas. So I told him about ClashPix and said how we could work with Rumble. They have so many creators. We have a way to bring on creators and share the fees collected. We have a way to doing that with partners like Rumble. And we could do a full integration, full customization, and we can move very quickly. And that guy was super impressed. Super excited, super impressed. He's like, I'm going to take this straight to my boss. We're going to have a discussion. Let's get a Zoom call for a demonstration. It sounds very promising. So, I mean, there are a lot of projects, like crypto projects, that we're going to be talking to about ClashPix too. So it's very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Card stats for total Clash, new users, total traders could be generated too. Yeah, but I don't know if we need all that. I have all the analytics. It's all built in. But the volume is definitely going up for Clash and Clash. We have implemented a leaderboard now. I mean, we had a leaderboard, but we also implemented a follow feature, so you can follow people that are doing very well. It shows you their stats and everything. And if people follow you, you get more Clash per week. So there's a lot of ways to get Clash. Everyone could get Clash absolutely free. Okay? It's our free to predict model. Everyone could come in and get free Clash. But if you hold Clash or hold a Clash NFT, you get a multiplier. But on top of that, now you have a follower bonus. Every follower you have, you'll get a Clash Clash bonus and affiliate bonus. Everyone that you refer to the platform will give you a bonus too. So we're compiling all that, and all the multipliers are broken down here. No one else is doing this. We just have so many things. We have so many things that no one else is doing. It's just gonna make us stand out and get adopted way faster. And this is all beta. This is beta. This hasn't opened. We only have like 300, 400 people on here. Imagine when there's like 30,000 people on here. What that's going to do, you know? Maybe 300,000 people. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. What's my target market cap for Clash? My target is 1 billion. When I start out the project, I'm like, hey, I'll be happy if it hits like 10 million. And we hit that. And I think 100 million is right around the corner. It's not very hard to get 100 million. But I think the goal is 1 billion. 1 billion market cap in the right market conditions, and ClashPix is dominating the market. That should be very easy. If ClashPix even picks up 1% of the volume of Kalshi and Poly market, that alone should be able to drive it to 1 billion. If we just pick up 1%, even we get 0.1% within the first year, that would be tremendous already. But to get 1% would mean that we're settling like 60 million per week. And the fees from that is going to be tremendous. So the opportunity is huge. I'll buy a Lexus at 1 billion. I don't need a Lamborghini. What Lexus would you get? I've been seeing a few GXs on the street now. They're okay. They're good looking. I think it's still very hard to get a GX. Um, I have LC500 convertible. It's a gorgeous car. Gorgeous car. The seats are a little bit stiff and a little bit uh, tight, but it's a gorgeous car. The quality and craftsmanship, the sound of that V8 is really unmatched by any car. Seth Long says, every day is a red day, but I'm consistently on DCing. What are your thoughts? Yes, that's how you win. Not every day is a red day, guys. Not every day is a red day. It may seem like that, but it is not. Since the beginning of the year, we have climbed up. Unfortunately, we lost most of the gains because of all the new geopolitical stuff. But again, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Bitcoin always pulls through. Now, a lot of the alts, I will say, have fallen to like deep, like crypto winter levels or like levels from years before. I get it. Retail has kind of lost all confidence in alts. That's why I think sticking with the big caps like ETH, Sol, maybe throw XRP in there, right? And outside of these, you really just want to stick with Clash because I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing Clash to the moon, or at least to 1 billion. And then once we get 1 billion, next stop would be 5 billion. The next top 10 billion. Why not? Other memes have done it, and we're way better than any normal meme. I told you guys I FOMO'd in on some silver ETFs when it was like 70, and that wasn't too long ago. It's incredible how fast silver is going. Do you mean breakdown for your title? Breakout could mean it could go up or down. Okay. Just to be clear. But I'm always bullish. I'm always hopeful. I'm never going to get so depressed about Bitcoin and crypto where I'm just like fully out. No. I'm going to keep holding and I'm going to keep DCing. Bully, when we get to 10 billion, we could get matching yachts and then we could do some yachting together. Again, if you want to get whitelisted, you want to test our beta for Clash Picks, go to our Discord. I created a channel just called Clash Picks Whitelist. So if you want to test it out, join our Discord, put in your wallet address, we'll get you in. And then you can see how beautiful this platform is, how great it is compared to anything else, how easy it is. People have been doing really well with Clash events, sports. We've got basketball, NFL playoffs. We got UFC. We got even soccer on here. We got like culture stuff like Oscars and Emmys, and of course world events and geopolitical stuff. I mean, crypto can Pepe close a green candle this week? We got everything. We got everything. We're actively putting more events and people love it. I think we got, oh, look at that. This was just updated. Are about the simplest prediction platform in the world. Make a prediction, see the multiplier, and know exactly how it resolves. No shorting, no arbitrage, no complex markets, just clear outcomes and transparent rules. I didn't even see this. This was just updated. This looks fantastic. Free to play, real stakes optional, social competition, from Clash to the world. Predict, compete, climb. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. It looks really good. And we got a really good domain name thanks to a fan. So the production site, I think you guys could guess what the URL will be. All right, guys, that is it. I'll let you guys get back to your day. Today's is kind of hovering. Today, everything's kind of hovering. You know, Wall Street doesn't know what to do. Retail doesn't know what to do. People are just waiting for something to happen. You know, when it comes to Bitcoin and investments, you got to be patient sometimes. You got to just let the gains come to you. All right? Stay strong. Stay focused on the future. Continue to hold on DCA and check out Clash and Clash picks. All right? Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, guys. Take care.